whole team, just taking notes on each person of what's happening, and then I'll regroup us to give you all of the answers. The reason why is this is where I start withholding information on purpose.
Okay.
I don't want you guys looking for specific things. I'm not going to give you questions here like what color was George Washington's white horse, like what was over there with the big red one, right? So that's the way this one's going to go down. Where are you? You're in a smelly old parking lot with a dumpster. Congratulations. Told you, I take you guys to weird spots. But what is this place? It used to be something relevant to the history of Charleston, South Carolina, and the United States, if we're going to really be honest about it. It used to be the Charles and Eliza Pinckney Mansion. So who the hell were those two people? They had a son named Charles. They had a nephew named Charles. That's 3 Chucks, in case you guys weren't paying attention. That's why we look for secondary clues. I need to know which Charles is coming through so I know how to address them. So if you get the name Charles out of yours, I'm hoping for another clue from the other 2 devices so I know which one it is. But anyway, the son and the nephew were signers of the Constitution for South Carolina. It's a big deal for us. I hate politics more than all of you combined. We're going to move on. If I don't bring that up, though, and give them their recognition, they'll do it for me in a nasty manner coming out of a spirit box. I've found it quite a few times. So I can give it to them, we move on. We're going to talk about Eliza instead. Eliza married Charles at a young age according to today's standards. I say it slowly because if you're going to ask her how old she was when she married, don't expect numbers from the colonial times that she came from when girls got married at like 12 and 14. Yeah. Think of today's standards because the husband was over double her age when they married. Kind of a quick age gap then, it's a quick age gap now. I'm just going to say that's my honest opinion. You can take it for what it is. Moving on.
Neighborhood check.
Nobody's over there.
He's here to
I got the voice recorder going, so we'll have to listen to it later. Yeah. All right. We're going to discuss Eliza's, basically why she married Charles to begin with. Her father was over in England, and he thinks he's dying. He's trying to bring all of his children home one last time so he could see him. Well, Eliza didn't believe he was dying, so she stayed put right here and got married. It is 1744. You do not get married in that particular year to earn a green card. We're not a country yet. It's 1744. So she did marry him out of love. This is a true love story, guys. There's nothing horrific about this location. It's just haunted as hell. You're going to see that this is a place of respect. Let's continue on. She was correct. Dad didn't die right away. Instead, he starts sending her gifts from England to where you're standing. One of those gifts happened to be the plant seeds of indigo. That's a plant. Makes blue dye, makes your blue jeans blue. Some of you have it on right now because that's what we use it for. When she got her seeds, though, no idea what to do with it. She had to learn from her servants and slaves how to keep it going. It's not always warm here, obviously. We got the thermal to prove that. But when she learned how to do it, make the dye, and she moved to a cash crop down by the Stoner River and got a hold of her dad overseas and told him that the rice plantations were going downhill. They were going to make a killing with the indigo. And we now have an international businesswoman during colonial times. So something absolutely unheard of. So that's the boring business stuff of Eliza. Let's get into the weird shit, because that's why you're here. So with each communication device, I'm going to kind of give you focus questions. These are things you can either focus on or say them out loud. There's no right or wrong way to do this. I'm here every night. She knows what you're going to be focused on. Actually, we're going to start off with yours, Beth, just because I want to make sure like we kind of get you in tune. It's a weird setup that I have, the way I have the devices laid out. But with yours, the Eliza that I just told you about is the second wife named Eliza from Charles back to back. First wife was also named Eliza, and ironically, both Elizas have a maiden name that starts with the letter L. Figure out which Eliza we're dealing with. I'm also going to give you all of the questions about her marriage, and that's up to you. How long they were married, when they got married, all of those things. That thing will give you numbers as well. Or the ages at time of marriage. That works too. Allie, you're going to be focused on the mansion because it's not here anymore. So you're going to be focused on what happened to it, and if you get the what, you will often get 2 or 3 numbers for the exact date of when that tragedy occurred. That will give you a clue. What happened to it?
My jacket. Huh? My jacket.
Your questions are going to be focused on her death. The 4 major questions that we get answers to: age at time of death, how she died, where she's buried, which president was a pallbearer at her funeral. So, in the event you guys go rogue and ask your own questions, 3 small rules: no yes, no questions. We already talked about that. Be respectful and do not ask about Eliza's children. I will explain before we leave the space. So don't poke that bear. All activity will stop. Alex, have you gotten any numbers since we've been here?
As soon as you pointed at me, 2.5.
Must be in my finger then.
Probably.
Exactly. So we'll talk more about those EMF numbers as we kind of grow. I'm going to write down that 2.5. Beth, to the right of your word, you have a little white box. Do you see it?
It's like a scroll.
Yeah, hit the scroll, and it'll bring up the words we have so far. Your newest words are at the top. Give us the last 3 to 4 terms.
Underbed, question, transmission, slope, and feline.
This way. You said the top is newer?
Yeah.
Desire, chef, scare, weather, lack.
Yeah, I got nothing. Only in the fact that we are standing where the servant and slave quarters used to be. I don't know if he would have been considered a chef more so than he was just a cook. So again, it's a little on the stretchy side. But yeah, we'll talk more as we kind of go through this. But yeah, cameras, you got the gist. We only have one vehicle in here. We're actually pretty fortunate for a Friday night. Just stay away from that one vehicle. Everybody, let's spread out. Let's get you guys to work. Let's do this.
All right.
What was her name again?
Eliza.
Eliza.
With a Z. A lot of people like to say
It's
Elijah.
easy for me. I'm Elizabeth. So
Yep.
Eliza.
That was her full name, but she went by Eliza.
So when you said it.
So, and again, remember, you guys can swap. You know, either need a break from listening to white noise the whole time, or if she gets too tired of handling that very heavy camera. And by the way, this guy flips, so if you want to see it a little bit better.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. I was kind of recording you while we were talking, but also like I wasn't sure if you wanted that. Or, I don't
It
know.
don't matter. I'm used to being in the media. You're fine. It's your night. It's your video. I'm just gonna spot check it.
Yeah. It's pretty dark over here. I'm gonna think everything's a shadow. Fuck. Be respectful. Seriously. Noah, come here. Cool.
Keep notes.
Stay away from people. I just need to sit down for a second. Really, like, it's kind of hard not to get cars, to be honest.
When did you pass away?
Give me some background on her. What was the background on her? Because I sadly wasn't really listening enough. I was too busy trying
Married,
to.
old, and
Noah, is that all you listen to?
how old was your lover, Eliza? How many years older was your lover, Eliza?
What was her favorite color?
Eliza, what was your favorite color? Purple. I misspelled purple.
What color is the objects that I'm pointing this camera at?
Eliza, what am I touching? What color is the thing that I'm touching?
What color is the objects that Noah is touching?
Can you repeat that?
Please.
Oh, there it is.
I like the name Eliza. I really like it.
Eliza is a really pretty name.
Eliza, what is the building that I'm currently standing in front of? Did she answer that?
I just got chills.
What do you mean?
Chills. What? Shiver.
Oh, it's just cold out here. What questions were we not allowed to ask? I know.
About things. Children.
Yeah, I know. I know about that, but was that the only thing? Just don't. You probably shouldn't have said that.
Eliza. Her name was Eliza, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Eliza, what used to be right here?
We asked her what her favorite color was, and then
Whenever I asked,
we
when
asked
she
her what
passed
he was
away, I got
touching.
015. Dana asked her favorite color, and she said, and it said purple.
Yeah, just to make sure.
That's actually the common answer that we get out of that. Also, remember, like, whenever you're asking questions, it might not always be direct or to that machine at all. It might go over to Allie, it might go over to the word list. It might come to the audio from my recorder or the audio from any other video.
Yeah.
So that's usually a disclaimer that I kind of give you guys. It's not always a direct answer, but purple is always a common answer when you ask her what her favorite color is.
So that's the question that's asked. Okay.
That is a question that you guys come up with on your own, expecting it to be blue based off of the indigo dye, and it's not. It's actually purple.
Well, I wasn't even thinking about that, to be honest.
There's no way for me to verify it other than the
question.
pattern that I see at it.
Yeah.
So that's just.
And then we asked her what Noah was touching. He was touching the trash can behind you, and she said blue. So.
Say blue over there.
Yeah. That's the only two questions I asked. I think I asked something else. I asked him because I was trying to remember and make sure there wasn't anything else we weren't specifically supposed to ask because I was kind of in and out.
Questions.
Yeah, I know. I knew about that one. I just wanted to make sure
it
it
was
was
fair game. The kids can be a little on the touchy side with her.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do like one more round robin with everybody, kind of see what's going on. I gave Allie a few extra pointers too, but
no, do you
want
to switch for a minute? This is really
when you
hard
guys
to
are listening to these, the one thing I tell you guys to listen for: names, nouns, numbers, the three N's. So those are things we can actually verify.
Okay.
Now the purple thing, that's obviously just a pattern that I normally see, but the blue is definitely, I mean, you're touching a blue trash can, but blue also shows up here all the time anyway because of the indigo.
Yeah.
So again, it's just, could work both ways, but either way, we still got something that's relevant to the spot. But yeah, swap out.
Yeah, I can't hold this for any longer. Seriously. Plus, I think I'm better. Not forever, but here you go. Who were we speaking to just a moment ago?
Yeah, a couple things.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
What is the name of the building that I am currently looking at?
I should have brought another jacket.
What is the name of the building that I am looking at?
What kind of building are you looking at? Eliza, if you could, can you tell me what building I'm pointing at? Let's try a different area. Let's walk over there.
Eliza, what color is Noah's jacket? I don't know how you can stand all this radio interference.
I'm good with it.
Huh?
I'm good with it.
Don't point
Yeah, I
at
know.
people.
I know. Pointing it down the alleyway.
Is this recording?
No, that one doesn't record.
Seriously?
Yeah, that's why you have to
Pay
be on your,
attention.
pay attention and
it's
be on your
hard to do
toes.
this. Eliza, are spirits real? I don't think she wants to talk to me. I really cannot stand this.
You want to
noise.
switch off?
I see why ghosts and spirits don't. She was talking to you. Take it back. She likes you. She likes you. She don't like me. I understand. I'm not the best at asking questions or thinking with that on. She doesn't like me. Alright.
Did you hear anything when you had it on? It's not easy to do, is it?
Nope, I can't stand that.
She said no.
I was like
easy to
asking
do.
questions. For one, I can't think of anything because the damn radio.
A lot of people, like, they won't even ask questions. Like, they'll just kind of focus and wait for things like the word blue to show up, like what you guys heard.
Okay.
So let's talk about the EMF readings first. Anything about that?
It was 17.5 or 17.4 and then 18.
Okay, so let's talk about those. The average spike that I normally see for this location is between 18 and 24. Now that's astronomical for any other location, but that's just the norm of what I normally see out of this spot.
Was there a fire here?
There was a fire here. Why? Just get it? Okay, writing that one down. By the way, this is me excited about the word fire. Yeah, not a TV show host. I'm not going to be screaming that the demons are here. So, back to EMF. I'll be writing down fire for sure. But your TV set, I like to give you guys examples so you kind of know of like what the hell we're actually looking at with these readings. Again, otherwise they're just going to be numbers on a screen for you. Your TV set gives off about 40 to 60 milligauss. That's the unit of measure that we're using with Alex's device. By the way, have I screwed up anybody's name yet?
No.
Oh, and you can hit your stop button and relax.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing. I can't do.
Your microwave gives off about is the name of the game for me. When you guys tell me shit I don't know, that's when I have like, oh yeah, we got something new. But anyway, but again, we all come down here, we just tell the same story, and I tell it to you in a different light because I'm going to give you extra details with those hunting. I'm not on a campfire and marshmallow ghost story like those guys. So here's how the story goes.
Campfire would be nice.
The marshmallows. Wow, I'm getting him hungry now. But anyway, so here's how the tale is a little bit, it's a little wonky. This used to be called Dueler's Alley. This is where some of the duels used to occur for the city of Charleston. I say some of the duels because it was illegal in the 1700s, and they had to find hiding spots in order to produce the act. This just happened to be one of those hiding spots. So we all tell the story of the same duel because you can prove it. Here's how. The doctor moved down here from Rhode Island. His name is Dr. Joseph Brown Ladd. If either one of you hear the song Brown Eyed Girl while we're here, it's not coincidence. We get it all the time. It's part of his name. But anyway, Doc moved down here because he's supposed to get married to his fiancée, Amanda. Amanda just inherited a lot of money from her dead parents, and she has an attorney helping her out with all of the cash. The attorney thinks that Dr. Ladd is just after Amanda's money, so he tells Amanda to get rid of the doctor. He moves down here to Charleston to prove that he's not after her money. He's going to start his medical practice down here and make his own.
How old was he?
Why?
I heard 25.
No, he's already dead by then. Yeah, residue. So on his way into town, he had a coachman, and the coachman set him up to be robbed and killed. It's like having a really bad Uber driver in today's world for any of you that don't know what the hell the coachman is. But anyway, so somebody was walking by and seeing what was about to happen to the newcomer, and the somebody walking by was named Ralph Isaac. Did Ralph's initials sound familiar to anything else I've said since we've been here? Where's the doctor? Right. So we were getting the letters RI all the time from regular spirit boxes. I bought a new device to verify those letters. That new device is now broken because I tried to fix it 2 weeks ago, but for the year and a half that I had it, what it does is anytime there's an EMF spike like Alex's device, it gives us a letter. It acts like a digital reading. Whenever I brought up Ralph's name is when we got those RI letters consecutively, never with the Rhode Island. So now I know where it came from. Anyway, just like to show you how I go about the research. Moving on. Ralph tells the doctor, hey dude, I know this guy, the coachman. He's going to try to kill you. Come with me. I got friends at 59 Church Street. You can rent a room from them, and you'll be safe. Well, Doc took him up on that offer, and the two gentlemen became friends. The longer the doctor stays here in Charleston, the more money he's making. He's proving his point. He's not after Amanda's money. He's making his own. She gets wind of this, and she's moving down. And they're going to get married. So Dr. Ladd became known as the Whistling Doctor. He was happy all the time. This is why I hate the damn story. Every haunted city you're ever going to visit is going to have a cliched whistling ghost. We all have one. This one just happens to be a doctor. We're going to get into the whistles here in a minute. Anyway, so why are we in Jeweler's Alley talking about a happy doctor? Dr. Ladd and Ralph go see plays together, but they can't sit next to each other because the doctor makes more money. That's the hierarchy of Charleston. He got better seats. So they talk about these plays on the way home. Well, one night they were arguing over the new actress they should get. Doc thought she was great. Ralph didn't. The argument turns into Ralph insulting the doctor's fiance back home in Rhode Island. It got really ugly and they went their separate ways. But the next day, Ralph went to his friend with the newspaper and placed an ad telling the whole city of Charleston what he thought of the doctor. Kind of you're a disgrace to society kind of bullshit. Doc saw the ad, rebutted with, let's go to Jeweler's Alley, we're going to settle this, and somebody's going to die. Keep in mind that this argument started over an actress. I just have to point out how dumb shit was back in the 1700s.
Yeah.
Anyway, or today. True. They came down here back to back, they took their 10 paces away from each other, and they turned. Doc pointed his gun in the air and shot. With one shot. He did not want to kill his friend.
You can tell the musical we show
Struck
you.
it.
Oh,
but Ralph still has his one bullet. And he puts it in the kneecap on the doctor.
Can I sit down?
Okay, you can sit.
I'm gonna sit down on this
So
little.
Ralph puts his bullet in the kneecap on the doctor. The doctor didn't die. He fell to the ground, and his friends picked him up and took him home to 59 Church Street, where he died 10 days later after refusing medical treatment on November 2nd of 1786. Two things about that last statement. First off, that's 1786. Gunshot wounds, a lot different back then than they are now. Secondly, he is a doctor. He probably just had a lead poisoning to try to bleed it out himself, but he failed because he died. Every ghost story tells their guests to listen for the whistles. It's always just quiet down here, unless of course there's a bunch of other tours down here. Even on a busy Saturday afternoon, you can walk through this alley and it sounds like that. It's always quiet. We're using 2 cameras plus my voice recorder. We're going to get a disembodied whistle. It's more than likely going to come through one of those 3 devices. However, can't tell you how many times when I go through a spirit box recording, and by the way, my spot check is minute 1, 5, 10, 15, 20. That way I have a regimen and I'm not looking for anything. The whistling part of the song will show up, and then the word doctor will come in immediately after from a commercial. Doctor happens all the time. And then I look at the marker and I'm like, oh, we were in Philadelphia Alley at that time. Look at that. Happens all the time. I have dozens of them, literally dozens. So take that for what it's worth. If you walk all the way through here, and remember, I can't take you all the way through, we'll get into that in a minute, and you try using your voice recorders from your phone to try to capture the whistles, just remember every local knows the damn story. Anybody walking past Cumberland or
I think
Street,
somebody just did that.
Yep.
Because I literally, as soon as you said that,
blow a whistle down this alley.
that's
Something we do.
fucking
I can't
annoying.
even drive past this alley without whistling in the car. Again, it's just something we do. So let's talk about how I got kicked out of here. That's the fun part. Walking down the alley didn't go all the way through where we came in. So there used to be a wall up there. The reason why is about halfway between us and Cumberland. This is where they kept the livestock.
Wall.
Did I say wall?
Yeah. And I keep hearing a lot of things about California, Hotel California.
It's funny, we had the word California show up down here last week, too.
Thunderstruck kept playing before you talked about the rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were going to get that rotation.
Have a walk over here.
California, and then the word wall. Only because the original Charleston wall is where Cumberland Street is now. So again, we're still relatively close to that. But anyway, the reason why that wall... Rosie?
Yeah.
Dude, you're getting a job with me lately. The only reason... This is one of the facts that I leave out. I don't tell you guys on purpose to see one thing pop up. The house that Dr. Ladd lived in, 59 Church Street, is now known as the Thomas Rose house. So I'm excited about Rosie. We get the word Rose here quite a bit, but Rosie still works for me. Anyway, back to the wall. And this is where they kept the livestock for the city of Charleston. Cows, goats, and chickens were down here. This was called Cow Alley before it was Jeweler's Alley. No, Hilltop. Yeah. You get to know which store gets off where. But anyway, by the way, that's Bruce Orr. You're local. Do you know that name? Yeah, that's Bruce.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he writes some Bulldog. He writes a lot of historical books about Arcos, for those of you that aren't from here. But I used to run the Barnes & Noble in North Charleston. I used to have a good time. Usually around Halloween time. But back to the cows, goats, and chickens. The reason why I'm telling you all of this is because they started building this alley on the other end and worked their way slowly over the hundreds of years of what we're now standing on. Those bricks are older than the ones we're standing on. Those are sun-dried bricks from slave clothing. There's full handprint down there from a slave cow.
Batteries on one, by the way.
Yep. So I used to take my groups all the way down there to show them how far we've come away from slavery. And I did a great history lesson, nothing paranormal about that brick. You already know how I feel about cemeteries. The kid's not there staring at that brick. So one night, November 26th of 2020, my entire group of 10 decided to stop and wait for something to happen with their equipment. I'm trying to be respectful because we're standing outside the dining room window of the beautiful home at the end of the alley and just trying to be respectful, not realizing we were out of bounds for toys. I was still new at this. So my daughter was on the floor that night. She was about 14 years old, and that owner of that home came out screaming his head off, and my daughter thought it was hysterical that her dad was getting yelled at right in front of her. She was all about it. So the next day was Thanksgiving. I don't tour on holidays because I did work in upper management for Walmart before I started doing this.
That's what Delaware worked for.
Oh, look at that. Yeah. Well, I was in upper management, so I was like co-manager, like next in line to take over the store.
Oh, so you were
Light.
a coach, yeah.
Yeah. No, well, that's what they use now. They call them co-managers back then. When I was but anyway, you guys spread over cows on Thanksgiving, and you started me for life. I'm never working another holiday ever again. So the next day was the 28th of November. I called my partner that brought me into tourism, and I told him what happened. He laughed his ass off just because he already got the complaint. And he said, dude, you're only allowed to go down halfway. You got to figure it out. And he hung up the phone. So that night was the 28th, and I told my team, I'm sold out again. It's Black Friday. And I told them, like, guys, I don't believe in the next story because I'm into vampires, not pirates. I would normally tell you a pirate story next, but I've been kicked out of there too. But if I tell you we're going to be discussing pirates next, what's the first pirate that comes into your brain? Blackbeard. One Piece works too. Actually, all three that you guys mentioned are all males.
And Bonnie.
Somebody heard Anne on a spirit box. I didn't tell them it was going to be Anne.
Oh my
I
God.
was like, oh, maybe we, we're going to get something over there. Is there somebody coming up? So, at any rate, I took them up and around the corner, and somebody else heard the number 300 on a spirit box, and I didn't know what it meant. So I went back to the office and did the research. We were there November 28th of 2020. Anne Bonny's trial for piracy was November 28th of 1720. We were there on the exact 300th anniversary of her pirate trial. I normally get those wows. I was actually quite pissed off. Let me explain. First off, I'm not into pirates because whenever I'm researching anything, I have a master's degree in creative writing and several bachelor degrees in other forms of writing. I need facts and data. Pirate stories are written from pirate lore. Pirate lore was written 100 years after the days of Blackbeard and Anne Bonny. So whenever you guys found something that could have been relevant, I had to read like 5 freaking textbooks and watch 3 documentaries to try to verify it on one small piece of evidence. However, over 4 years that I was actually allowed to go over there with you guys, I actually came up with quite the story based off of the common things around all the research that I did. It was a great story, and at 1 year, it was actually my big finale because it was such a grand story. But we're not doing that tonight. However, with the things that Noah heard on the way here, I am not even going to be telling you the story I normally tell. Only because I have to tell you the replacement story for the Anne Bonny story. The replacement for that is a story I don't like because the story is cursed. So, it's the same kind of concept of what we're going to be doing with Dana's camera. But we're going to go up there, and I got to tell you this curse story instead because he heard, what were the exact phrases? It was,
wait, let me write this down.
I wrote them down. I just thought you might remember. It was like baptism and...
Rebirth.
Pre-birth baptism. Anytime I hear numbers, I'm just writing them down.
Pre-birth baptism. So, and now I have to tell you this first story when we get up around the corner. So when we do that, as I'm telling you the story, I'm going to swap out the floodlight on Dana's camera, just so that we can make sure that we're getting as far into the cemetery as we possibly can. If in the event that it's still blocked off from some of the construction, I'll give you that story anyway, but we'll go across the street to the story that I replaced with it. So again, the story I've been telling is a replacement of a replacement. So again, I change this every year anyway. They just kind of forced me into it because we can't talk about pirates anymore. And the only reason I still bring up the pirates is because they could still bleed over into the things that you guys have mentioned.
Yeah.
That's what goes on. So So very interesting piece. Give us the last 3 or 4 terms, and then I want you to give me the numbers that you've written down.
Oh.
So that will start off with you.
Christian,
Okay.
Harvey, challenge, I think it's a red, Dan.
I like challenge. I'm not rules. That makes sense. You said you had a bunch of numbers for us. So if you had the 77 and then you had 59. I'm going to point this out to everybody. So there's a couple of things, and I'm going to look at see what he's looking at real quick too. I don't think I'm ignoring it, but I know he's focused. He did get the number 77. We get double sevens here all the time because it's Dr. Lad's birthday, born on July 7th. So 77. We get that all the time. He also got 59. If anybody remember what that might be relevant to? Exactly. Right. So again, see how like all those numbers mean something. They always tie into something somewhere. So again, I'm not stretching it. It's just common things that I hear all the time here. So I know you just heard 95.9, like our radio station. So why did you hear it here and not anywhere else? That's kind of my point that we're looking at. Did you get anything while we've been here, or have you been focused on me? Either way, it's fine. It's your night. I just wanted to know what time it was.
Like any
No.
faces for me?
No, but I heard something over there.
Did you heard something over there?
It sounded like somebody walking, like a rock
Okay.
that got kicked
Well, we
up or
also
something
have
or fell.
a Remy that lives here. If you get my point.
Huh?
I'm just giving you the normal read. But what's our word list look like while we're waiting?
Low, brother, odor, exposure, smell, specify, rather.
What's all the smelly stuff on there?
I don't know. That's what I was. That's weird, isn't it?
It is.
Oh,
What'd you get now?
I got 8.
no, just it said adult toys.
Adult toys. Oh my god.
Yeah, we're not writing that one down. You gotta write down another one.
I didn't think that meant anything. It's just funny.
You wanted me to point over here?
The bridge.
As soon as you go through the wrought iron gate, he wants it on. Straight ahead.
Okay, well it's on now.
Whoops.
Yeah.
As soon as you get up to the wrought iron gate.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not very good at listening.
I'm trying to like be serious, and that just caught me off guard. It's like what?
When we get to the gate, like you guys will go like right up to the alley, get one of those. Gotcha. I brought my heated gloves. I know you guys are so
I
hot
was
here.
going to ask you, what are the red things going on
Sure,
here?
you
But
want
they're
me to-
needed. I didn't even. No, the gloves.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody Amazon.
Yeah, they actually have. I can put them on like lower heat, and then there's the high heat.
I love it.
Charged on like a battery or
USB-Cs. They'll last about 4 hours, but they usually charge between like 2 to 3. But I have a charging table at home with all of the gear.
Oh,
Yeah. I mean, I got 2 giant surge protectors and a USB power. Like everything just gets plugged in when I get home, and take it from there.
I don't know.
Yeah, because I live an hour from here, so like I'm uploading your data. Yeah, I live in Bono.
Oh.
Just an hour. Oh lord.
Yeah.
Because we live like 2.5 hours from here.
So yeah, I have an office down here.
Lord.
Home office too when I'm writing or whatever. So I have a table that has nothing but all my USB cords everywhere, and I know what goes to what. And I just go home, plug everything in because I don't get home till like.
Somebody got a light over there.
A lot of times, like I'll be recording the podcast later, or like I'm doing. But yeah, just go home and plug it all in, and by the time I leave the house, I sanitize everything, make sure all the batteries are good, and check on it once or twice a day. But yeah, charge everything, no matter if it got used or not. So everything gets a full charge every single day. So that battery draining shit, if it does happen, it's legit. So except for with yours, because I carry 4 batteries because I know it's not
Yeah.
all right, we're going to slowly move our way up this way, guys. Let's go get some food.
Alrighty.
Alright, so continue listening in. Danny, you're the major focus, so make sure you're recording. You want to get the sign footage first, and I'm going to point out to you and Steve, come on over this way, where the grave is actually at. So that way you can zoom in if you need to.
Oh, her grave.
So her
Oh,
grave,
I just heard coward.
you see where the crosshead stone is in the back? Sue is to the left and one more row back. So we were actually closer to her. You want to flip your camera the other way? Otherwise it's going to be upside down.
Oh.
Make sure the camera's on the left. There you go. Oh, you're good. So make sure you don't have an upside down video. So zoom in, and then Dana, did I show you how to use that spotlight to get further?
No,
So
you.
if you on the end of the flashlight guy up here, if
Uh-huh.
you pull on it, it'll get brighter.
Uh-huh.
It's a little stiff, but it'll also get smaller, but it'll be brighter so you can penetrate through the darkness a little bit
So how
better.
does it not show a light?
What do you mean?
Like, so it shows a light on the camera. But how does it not show, like, is it, like...
Our vision cannot see infrared.
Oh, so that's infrared. Oh.
Yeah, I'm only using infrared lighting.
That is awesome.
And by the way, the light there to the left was actually meant to deter people like us, but my camera's cut right through that because it does cause a light flare for a normal camera.
Really? That light right there?
That's why the church says there's no ghosts here, but the Holy Ghost is we don't want jerks like us doing this.
Where does it say that at?
Right there. Right across the...
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a little sign. No ghost here.
Really? That is awesome. And so this is a great yard?
Yes.
Okay.
By the way, this is our tallest steeple. No building in Charleston is allowed to be taller than this.
So this is the tallest?
Yes.
Are they adding the height to it, or are they just...
No, they're just working on it.
Okay.
Don't you know what?
That, like, isn't it like a law that like no building can be higher than like the tallest?
Can't be higher than the Lord?
It's right here.
That's what I think.
So the reason why
Cause
is we're the Holy City.
It's right in the Bible Belt.
Well, the skyline would be, I mean, if all the buildings were global, that makes a difference. So that's the reason, yeah.
Everyone has to what song is playing in the shit. Oh, it played on my Mexican. I was like, that's not
inappropriate or anything.
That's
Oh,
really
not
not.
much, right?
I'm looking for 3.
2.5.
2.5. And where's hers at? Her gravestone?
It's just to the left of the cross. We were closer to her when we were in the app, to be honest with you. That's why I wasn't surprised because we actually had like 3 birth baptisms. Okay. Because again,
Oh, right next to that cross right ahead?
Yeah. To the left and one more row back. So she's actually closer to the which is, again, that's the alley in the back of the cemetery. Yeah, so that's why it's not uncommon for us to get things from Dr. Ladd over here as well.
It's her nibble. I don't know.
Noah, how are you doing down there? Write your book. You got anything going on?
My body lost and pain. Another one bites the dust. Red hat. Patient. 116
What?
and 98.
Oh, that's a little bar right here.
Oh, that's funny.
I wonder where the little dot is at.
That's that light.
That light over there.
there's something behind the gravestone.
Something behind the gravestone?
Or it's just the light. Wait. Is it to the left?
To the left of the cross.
No, like the face that you keep seeing is to the left. I think I see that too. Is it gone now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Weird.
There's,
I heard the song Sing in Alabama, and then I heard someone say Alabama.
there's something moving.
Someone from Alabama, probably.
Well, a lot of times I'll get like, predictions of who's going to be on my next tour. So, like, a name will come through and then the state that they're from. Like, I see that all the time. Really? So, whenever we get something that's not South Carolina, like Alabama, like, I write it down every time.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
You got something, Dana?
Either it's just the light playing towards me, or there's a woman behind that gravestone. It's moving. She keeps.
On it for about another 2 minutes because we're going to have another tour coming in behind us. So we're going to work our way over there. And we try to just stay out of their way. You zoom in on it, or you zoom in?
I'm zoomed in as far as I can go. She's moving.
Obviously Sue died. She was the spouse. But her husband, I want to say, lived like at least another 10 years, if I'm not mistaken. His name was Gaston.
So just
Like the movies. Gaston. So we're going to get out of their way. Let's hit stop on those recorders. We're going to have the spot loss. We're getting ready to move. Yeah. Oh, we're good. Still got that face of the
it was a. I don't know. That's freaking me out. Alright. I'm gonna do it.
Alright, let's go ahead and hit that stop.
Oh my god.
Let's move down a little bit so they can have space. I'm going to explain our last stop. We're going to go right back down.
Is it to the right of me?
Yeah, so basically you see where like the tree is all lit up right there? That's where Food and Porch is. It's a yellow house, but it's a restaurant. So.
Are there any Gordons or Joes? You hear what I said?
I did. I was trying to think, and I don't, not to my knowledge, I'm still going to write it down. The only reason I say kind of be discreet is because sometimes some of the employees are waiting on Ubers on the outside of it. But yeah, I watched the footage of this a couple of nights ago. Thought I had a shadow going across the front window. Huh.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I look away.
Hopefully, that was the spirit. Oh my goodness.
I mean, a lot of times I watch that stuff. Most of the time I watch it in like double time.
Mhm.
But with footage like that, I'll watch it in like quarter time and look for any kind of weird movements.
Yeah.
That's not a trickery of light bouncing off the windows. It's almost like a frame by frame. There are enough of those videos, you start to learn what to look for real fast.
Yeah.
I watch everything else in double time.
This is exciting. Oh my god. No, I don't want to wait.
Since we hit the stoplight.
Can I turn this camera on?
Yeah.
Alright. I don't want to over record and you have to go through. I'm gonna put it
Oh,
on
you guys
the
will always
camera.
get a link to this in your notes
Yeah.
too,
Alright.
so that way those people can actually see what we're talking about.
Okay.
The spotlight helps.
Timrod is not always happy that I'm poking the bear either, so it might take me a few minutes to get him to start coming through. But again, we'll kind of see what happens when we get over there. All right, let's go give them some cues and what to expect out of this.
You did?
Oh, we were out talking. We were talking. Our AUC.
Let me see yours, Noah. That way Allie can see how I open it up. So it looks like one ply. It's not. So on the back there's a thinner side, and it separates. And then in that separation there's a perforation. So it's a Batman mask. It goes over your ears.
Oh my God.
Well, I figured there was going to be a lot of females like doing this, and I didn't want to ruin anybody's hair.
That's sweet,
By the way,
actually.
for anybody that's interested in blindfolds on Amazon, you can find them underneath the 50 Shades of Grey tab, and you can buy them in
Oh,
both.
Awesome. Cool.
I do buy them in both, by the way, because remember, I do this every night, and there's always 1 to 2 people blindfolded, so I buy them by the hundreds. And one of my office managers like, what the hell are you doing with people out in the middle of the street where you're blindfolding them? I'm like, don't worry about it.
We're having a little fun.
Alright, so before you guys put anything on, here's how this is going to go. In the event that the two of you are too loud, a family member is going to tap you on the shoulder. So we'll need somebody probably up there for Allie's end. That means quiet down a little bit. Again, I just try not to draw too much attention to what we're doing out here. A lot of people walk by and like, what the hell's happening? This is the new spot for this location. By the way, we used to do this in a dark park on a park bench. Much easier to do than a set of stairs. When we're done, your family member will tap you on the leg. That means we're done. Take off your gear. We'll talk about what happened. Again, I don't touch the people that are blindfolded. It'll never be me. It's a family member. So, on your end. Oh, by the way, back to you. I'm sorry. Not you.
I'm just like,
You two are literally going to be saying everything you hear. Don't take off your headphones. We want to make sure it's loud enough to where you can't hear me. I'm going to be asking questions. Even yes and no is okay in this instance because you don't know what I'm asking. If you hear a yes, no, say it. Don't forget to talk. If you hear it, say it. Hear it, say it. That's how this works. Are you that cold? I know the Marvel steps are like shivering to death. Alex, on your end, you're going to be seeing images. Let me see this. You're going to have an ambient like cloud of smoke just moving and bustling around, and every once in a while, an image will show up in front. It might be a cartoon, painting, a photograph. I don't know what the hell you're going to see. I've never seen the same image twice. You're going to just simply describe what you see. 3 people, stairs, garden. The reason why? Keep it simple. These two are going to be talking, not knowing they're talking over you. I need to get the gist of what's happening from all 3 of you. If they're not saying much, I'll ask you probing questions by using your name first. That's another reason why I get everybody's names down. Which, by the way, am I still good on everybody's names?
Yeah.
Right. I thought so. I'm not bragging. I just like to keep checking it and make sure I didn't screw it up. All right. So blindfolds and headphones.
So do they just
Those
Just go kind of like
holes in your ears. Yep.
yeah, loop it over your ears,
loop it?
kind of like a mask, you know.
There you go.
There it is.
So it is 11. We'll just say close to 11:20. So we'll go into 11:30.
can I sit down?
Yeah, you can, as long as your camera's on them.
Hola. Hi, guys.
Have you ever used virtual reality before?
Yes.
Oh yeah, put them on and start talking. Just be nearby in case it gets too loud. He was going to be the one that's going to be too loud, I think.
I doubt it.
You don't think?
You should hear him when he's trying to order food.
I'm trying to make sure this thing's turned up.
I always have to tell him.
Sorry, Mom.
No.
I'm ghosted investigating.
We're ghost hunting right now, Mom.
I tell my mom when I have to call her back and she calls me like right in the middle of this. She's like, what were you doing? I'm like, I was ghost hunting, Ma.
Well, she knows
Your
we're doing
focus is
this.
right there in case it plays. All right.
She's gonna be like, "What are you doing?"
Okay,
You should go
Henry,
see our location.
we're at the different location again, Henry.
Never leave you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Henry, can you tell us what building we're at?
You suffer
What building are we at, Henry? And why are we here?
my problems.
What about your problem? Henry, talk to us about what building we're at.
Walk out. Tell me where it is.
We're
Faithful.
Great.
on King
8650.
Street.
103. 5.
Henry, Can you tell us what building we're at? We're on King Street.
No.
Okay. Can you tell us where we would normally meet?
Interesting.
Where do you normally find me in my groups?
Envy.
Moving.
Henry? This is Noah and Allie. They can
Tears.
hear whatever you want us to
Please.
hear. Mrs. Alex,
Let
you
go.
can see whatever you want us to see.
Let it go.
Henry, I'm going to continue trying to talk to you because you've given
That's it.
some great answers in the past. We're here out of respect.
Tomorrow.
What is tomorrow?
Plantation.com.
Baby.
You want to talk about your son?
Charleston.
School.
Or the school? Henry, you got to
Sexy
pick,
lady.
pick the topic.
It's a mess.
Macy's.
What did he just say?
Macy's.
The most unique thing.
Henry, let's keep it simple.
You need.
I'm not going to go into your son just yet.
Multiply.
Let's talk about your work. What did you do for a living?
Mold. Restraint.
That's a bit of a mystery.
Bad times.
Wow. Henry, we're here to talk about the good times. You know I'm a writer too. It is my passion, as I'm sure it
That
will
they
be.
are sad.
As I'm
Nothing to sell.
sure plenty to tell, Henry.
Value for any straight in. I got it.
Freezing to death. He's like shivering, like he's about to fall off.
That's how I've
I
been
can
all
never
day.
tell you.
Henry, can you give us an image in the blue box? This way Alex doesn't fall.
Responsible.
I don't want him falling asleep in there, Henry. Let's throw us an image.
That's what the bad guy.
So he's a bad guy and something after that. Henry, we're not leaving yet. That's his code word that I've given him. That we're done.
Maybe I should.
Henry, we're not leaving just
I
yet.
don't know what you're hiding.
We're only 3 minutes in, Henry.
Please.
Henry, let's talk about that work of yours. What was your occupation? How are you doing on the word
It's right.
list? Did she just say it's right?
You don't know what it's like living.
I'll take that. You got any words going on up there?
Guess what?
Late.
Henry, I'm going to take the right. I know it was out of context, but I'm going to take it as your occupation.
Go.
Free consultation.
We're not leaving, Henry.
Oh, it's a train.
What year is that train?
Jeffrey.
It is looks like it's like a black train, like a
Is it a steam locomotive?
it's a black smokes, I think, coal.
Karma.
You only want.
Black locomotive with black smoke and train cars in the back.
Strangers.
Henry, where did you have to go by train?
Tomorrow.
But this is.
Can you tell us where you went by train, if you went anywhere? I don't know what that train image means. Henry, you got to explain it. Desk?
Death, you don't even.
Desk, you don't even? Desk. Henry, let's talk about that. What was the name of the last
I'm
page
sure.
that you wrote? We have a name for it. What do we call it?
You like to die.
Henry, what's the last page that you wrote called?
You.
Sun.
I know. I feel tired. I feel tired.
Just think about it.
Drowning.
She seems to be okay if you wanted to sit or come down. I know we'll need somebody nearby to tap her on the leg.
Last night. Last night.
No, we're good. We're good. No, we don't want to tap her yet. No.
Oh, my
we're
bad,
good.
my bad. Sorry. Sorry.
Not yet. Henry, we're about halfway through, I believe. We're about 6 minutes in. You know, we're only here for 10. Henry, let's get back to your work. Henry, you said some things that could be relevant to your son. Can you tell us when he was born? When's his birthday? Should be an easy grab using those frequencies. Your son. When was he born? You wrote a poem about him.
I'm not okay.
Okay.
Hospital bed.
I'm not okay. Hospital bed. Henry, I don't know of any time you were in the hospital.
Rose.
Doctor. My name is Carol.
Bad.
I see.
Dr. Ladd, did you follow us over here? That's a yes/no question.
2012. W. It's not okay.
Okay, back to Henry.
Grief.
We asked about your son.
Is that your thing?
Baby.
He was a baby. How old was he?
You're nothing. Remember the way savings.
Henry,
Lately.
can you give us another image? These words are pretty vague. Can you show us how old your son was?
A lot of work.
Too much.
Meaning it might be too hard.
Yeah.
Henry,
Door.
can you show us how old your son was? How old was Willie?
C.
We would love to see it.
Important.
Don't speak. His spirit. 14.
Away.
Henry, what topic would you like to bring up? I've asked about
Powers.
your son, your work.
After. Guaranteed contract. TikTok.
You'd rather talk about. You got something, Alex?
No, not yet.
Oh,
Yorkies are
White
in
smoke.
town. Going on.
Henry, we're running out of time.
As a child.
New.
Rape me.
Henry, get back to your work. Let's keep it simple. What was the name of your last page that you wrote? What do we call it?
7 a.m.
Normal.
If you.
Henry, we're about under a minute left.
Come back.
I'm going to come back again tomorrow.
Maybe you will be.
Can you give us one more image? We'll wrap it up.
Let go.
Better.
Henry,
Chosen.
one more image.
James. Holding on.
Okay.
Foundation.
Henry going once. Henry going twice.
After your new.
Alright, let's get these blindfolds tapped out.
This as well.
Yep.
Good. You say good?
Yep, let's go ahead and take your
Yeah.
stuff off.
I'm on it.
Stop on your cam.
Alright.